Everybody wants some blast of magic, 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 magic. Look up the magic in me.
It's Wednesday and it's time for the next episode of Magician 101, the show for all magicians. We got a lot of great questions. Before I get to the questions, though, make sure to check out Bob Magic Emporium's newest series every Monday called Magical Mondays, in which I'll be doing a magic trick every single Monday. So definitely check that out. It's going to be a really cool series. We started 2 days ago with diminishing milk. And next week, we're going to do a trick that I'm going to talk about here on Magician 101 in just a few moments. All right, so we're going to get right into the questions this week. Remember to post your questions down below for next week, and I'll give them an answer. Here's the first question. The Thought of Magic gets to take the floor first, and he says, what is the worst trick you've ever purchased? All right, well, I think that the worst trick I ever purchased, I probably don't have it anymore because I thought it was so bad I probably threw it away, to be all honest. But I do have some tricks that I keep in the magic shop here and also over there that I used to use or didn't use at all that I still have around. Let me show you a couple. One of them that I have here on the magic shop set is this one. This is not a bad trick. It's not the worst trick I ever purchased, but it is pretty bad because it's really cool when you can pull this off. But the bad thing is if you don't set this up 100% correctly, it's not going to work. If you set it up 99.9% correctly, it's not going to work. You got to set it up 100% correctly. So I don't like this trick. That's one of the ones I don't like. Really, honestly, I don't have a worse trick that I own. Like I said, I probably threw them away. So these are just ones that I don't really like as much as some of the other ones. I did this for the 365-day magic challenge. This is rabbits, 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 rabbits everywhere. This is made by Gosh, upside down. It's made by Gosh, but I just don't like this trick. I think that the other Goshman rabbits that he's made before are a little bit better than these guys. And they're red. You know, I don't know. I like his 3D rabbits, the Goshman 3D sponge rabbits. They're a lot better than these. So this is, I never would use this. This one I don't really like either. I bought this thinking it would be kind of cool. This is like the magic coloring book, except it's a stamp collection where the pages are shown to be, let me see if I can find it here. There we go. The pages are shown to be blank with little squares in there. Somewhere in here they are. You have your stamps, and you say, well, I don't have time to put these in my book, so I'm going to go ahead and place them right here inside of my stamp book. We'll place them right there, and all I have to do is just wave my hand over it, give it a snap, and then we have all the stamps on the pages. And then you can, again, shake it and say, never hold it upside down, and then you have the blank pages. I don't use this as much as I do the coloring book, so that's kind of a bad trick. Not too bad, though. It's not bad, but not as good as some of my other tricks. This is probably my worst trick. If I had all the tricks that I own, say which one is my worst one. This is it by tricksandwands.com. This is one where you have, you might have seen these in the magic display cabinet here. But what it is, you have a bunch of these letters, and they say M-A-G-I-C. They spell magic, and you place them all in a row. The spectator picks one up. And you're able to, and then they hide the other ones. You're able to say, you have the M, or you have the A, or the C, or whatever. This is bad because it uses an accomplice. And any magic trick that uses an accomplice never fits my style. So I don't like ones that use an accomplice. All right. And the Thought of Magic also wants to know about 3 tricks. First of all, Decoy by Oran O'Hare. I'm sure I butchered that name, but that's all right. This trick looks like a camera trick. It's really, really cool. What it is you have a deck of cards, and the deck of cards, it's a diminishing deck routine where the deck will visually shrink down to just 4 cards, the 4 aces. It looks amazing. I recommend going to check out the trailer for this. It's a Theory 11 trick. Go check it out. It looks really, really cool to see a deck just shrink. And, you know, I didn't know about this trick, and maybe I might check it out. I might even buy it. Maybe. Who knows? He also wants to know about Craig Petty's trick Chop. If you don't know who Craig Petty is, he's one of the guys from the Wizard Product Review, so shout out to them. Craig Petty's Chop is a bill and lemon routine where you start off by having the bill signed, it vanishes, and then, okay, well, I didn't watch the full trailer. That was my fault. But anyways, it's the bill and lemon routine, and I was going to say that you have a piece of paper, and you do like a shell game routine, but I think it's supposed to be their bill that they're supposed to follow. It's all crinkled up, and then you say, you were following your note. That's what it was. You were following your bill. You should have been watching under the cup. you lift up the cup and there's a lemon under there, and then you cut the lemon open and there's their bill inside of it. It's a bill and lemon just like in any other bill and lemon routine, except you have a little bit of like a con game in the middle of this. So bill and lemon's not my style. I would never do a bill and lemon routine. I know Craig Petty does one. That's why he came out with Chalk, because he wanted to make his own bill and lemon routine. But, you know, if it's your style, I say go for it. It looks really cool. And he wants to know also about Craig Petty's newest trick, Red. Red looks like an amazing trick. I do want to pick this up one day. What it is you have a blue back deck of cards. The spectator thinks of a card, they tell it to you, and you fan through the cards, find their card. They turn it over. It's the only red-backed card in the entire deck. It looks killer. I recommend checking it out because the spectator can examine everything. The spectator, there's no stooges, no other people involved, and it really is any card they name will be the red-backed card. It looks really cool. I recommend checking out Red by Craig Petty. All right, now Brendan Shepard Studios has the next question. He says, thanks for answering my questions. Hope you are doing well, which I am. What is a good finale magic trick for a kid's show? All right, good finale trick. It really depends on your style. I'll tell you the two that I do. Now, this is not just for kids shows, but in my stage shows, I'll do this too. First thing I'll use, I don't know if I can get it down. There we go. The first thing I'll use are the nest of boxes that are sitting up here. This is very, 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 very pricey. It's over $500 to get a set of these. So I don't think it's going to fit your budget, Brendan. But if you can scrounge up $500, this thing is really cool to do. And it's really awesome at the end of the trick when you open up that final box and whatever revelation you want in here, whether it be a bill that was signed that's vanished or a ring that was or a ring that vanished or whatever, is that object, you open it up and it's in here. It's really cool. I recommend checking out this one. This is the David Chevette No Assistant Nest of Boxes. That is one that I do in all my shows, except of course for Street and Close-Up because it doesn't really work there. But it's really cool. And then that's my second to last trick. And my final trick, I'll go into a piece of magic history for my kids shows. I'll pull out my straitjacket. Actually, I'm going to get it out of the closet over here. I think I have it in the closet. Let me see. Here it is. I'll pull this dude out. So this is my straitjacket. And this straitjacket, I'll put it on at the end of the show, and I'll go through a little bit of magic history. I'll talk about the life of Houdini as my assistant straps me in. Whoever from the audience I volunteer to strap me into this thing. And as they strap me in, I'll say, you know, Houdini was a great escape artist. Nothing could hold him. His famous escape was from a straitjacket, suspended upside down. I'll go into the whole history of Houdini using the straitjacket, and then I'll get out of it, and that's my finale. That's my closer. So it is a really great thing to do. But the straitjacket's that one I got for like $200. Very pricey as well. But a lot of the good finale kids show things will be kind of pricey. So, you know, but if you don't have enough money to go out and buy expensive things, anything can really be a closer. But it has to pack a really big punch for it to be a good closer. So you want it to pack a really, really big punch as your closer. You don't want something like a SpongeBob routine to close out your show because that won't give you a big punch. You want something really impactful. And you want it to culminate throughout smaller tricks, okay tricks, and your big punch of a trick at the end. All right. And he also wants to know, can you review DOS system? Is it better than the UFO whirling helicopter card with the regular gimmick? Okay. I've talked about this many times before. People have asked me. I don't review DOS system because of the gimmick involved with DOS system. I don't like the gimmick that's involved with it, so I will not do a review of it, and I can't help you out with the UFO whirling helicopter card because of the fact that I'm sure it uses the exact same gimmick as well. So I will not be reviewing this at all. So please do not ask me to review DOS system because the gimmick I do not like, so I will not be reviewing it. But I will give you a quick review. If you like levitation, this does look like a really cool levitation gimmick. I will tell you that much. And if you're asking yourself, well, if you don't like the gimmick, why did you buy the trick? Because Chris Ballinger said the gimmick takes all of the frustrating work out of having to use the same gimmick other ways. It makes it a lot easier. And I still don't like using the gimmick supplied with the DOS system. So even though that it does look easier than before, I still don't like it. So I will never use DOS system. All right. And Jay Brothwick has the final questions. He says, OMG, no way I was going to ask you about FX. This thing. The FX, I have a video here. Look back in time, which is that's the name of his video. You should go check that out. Show, do you want? Do you want it? I was going to ask you about it, but not about magic. I know there is. Okay. I am having a terrible time reading today. Basically, Jay Brothwick was going to ask about this holographics for this week of the Magician 101 show. And I told him that I said at some point, I'm going to do a Magic Mondays video of this. This will be, this coming Monday's Magic Monday will be the holographics. So definitely check that out. Jay wants to know, should I get it? Or I was going to ask you about getting it and things like that. So definitely check Magic Monday out for the full review of this. Hopefully I'll be able to do the video of it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to, but we'll see. Hopefully I can. Sorry, Jay, I couldn't read your question there. I don't know why. I'm getting tongue-tied today. So it's not. I'll talk all about that holographics in just a little on Monday. All right. So his other question. Hopefully I can read this a little better than the last one. Hey, mate, what's the best card trick you know? All right. The best card trick I know is Forced Outcome by Chris Ballinger. I talk about this all the time, but for me, it's my favorite one to perform out of all my card tricks. It brings me the most pleasure to perform. So it's an instant download on Magic Geek. I think it's $5.99, $4.99, something like that. So definitely go check it out. It's well worth it. The trick is awesome. All right, and he also wants to know, is the Paul Harris Presents Little Man a good trick? I know it looks good, but it looks a bit fake. All right, so Paul Harris Presents Little Man. That is a expensive trick. I think it's like over $150, I believe. I can't remember the exact price of it, but it looks like a really cool trick where you take some Play-Doh and you make a little man out of it. And then you give the little man, the little man can walk. And there's many routines you can do with it. So basically, you can control the little man to walk across your table. And he really will walk. And Chris Ballinger has talked about this before in different venues and things when the trick first came out. And he said it's really worth the money. So, of course, he kind of has to say that because he did the DVD on it. But it really does look like a really cool trick to see this little Play-Doh man walking. It's really, really cool. If you haven't checked out the Magic Geek demo for Little Man by Paul Harris, go check it out. It is just so funny. Definitely check it out. Chris Ballinger sings this funny song, and go check it out. It's really cool. So I think it's now it wouldn't fit my style because I'm not really that kind of mentalist who bring things to life like that. So it wouldn't fit me. But if it fits your style, go check it out. I think it looks really cool. I would recommend getting it. All right. And Jay also wants to know, how far do you want to go doing magic? Like, how big do you want to be in the world? Thanks, mate. All right. Really, honestly, nobody's going to be David Copperfield or Lance Burton or Penn and Teller. Nobody's going to get that far. You're going to have those select few magicians, yeah, that will get that far. Honestly, I don't really want to go anywhere with my magic. I just want to be able to do shows. That's my big thing. I just want to be able to get out there, perform, and bring the joy of magic that magic has brought in joy to my life. I want to bring joy to other people's lives and feel the same way. And I also want to bring the joy of seeing your first magic trick, because a lot of times I'll say, have you ever seen a magic trick before? And my audience will say, no. And then when I do a really cool trick that blows them away, and they get that like sense of wonder that I got when I saw my first magic trick, that's what I want to make my audience feel. So if I can bring that to my audience, if I can make my audience laugh, if I can make them smile and feel a sense of wonder in my show, I feel like I'm on the top of the world. And that's if I do any show. As long as I think the show went well, I feel like I made it. And really, honestly, I feel like I made it in magic. I feel like, I mean, you could always improve on yourself. Don't get me wrong. Don't take this as, oh, well, he's just going to stop right here. No, but I feel like that I've gotten to a point where, you know, I'm getting out there, not performing every week like I really want to, but I am performing enough to where I feel like, yes, I feel like this magic thing is really paying off for me. You know, where I feel like I'm just not using my talent. I want to say talent, but I feel like I'm not just kind of sitting around and having tricks at my disposal, but not doing anything with them. So I am getting out there performing a little bit more. Not as much as I want to, but at least I'm getting out there enough to where I'm like, yeah, I'm performing on feel okay with my performing as of right now. So I think how far I want to go in the world, because I think I just went off on a big tangent there. Let me back up and try this again. How far I want to go in the world, basically, I just basically want to be able to do shows. That's it. I think that's what every magician wants to strive for, is to get out there and just perform. I mean, I've been so lucky enough to have this wonderful YouTube channel on here where I've been able to share the magic with all my YouTube friends. But I definitely want to get out there and share the magic, like I talked about a moment ago, getting out there and giving a sense of wonder to the people who watch my show. And amazement, too, to make people say, that is so cool, because magic is really taking a back seat now. Magic was very popular in the 70s and in the 80s, and even in the early 90s, but with the creation of video games and internet, magic has taken somewhat of a back seat to all these really new, super cool technology items that more people seem to like more than magic. And it's really the young folks who watch my channel are the future of magic. Right now we have the old timers, like some people in my area, like Barry Taylor, who used to run Barry's Magic Shop. He's an old timer. He's been around for a while. I'm kind of the current generation, and then you want to get the young people involved in magic as well, because getting them involved keeps the art of magic thriving and alive. So, and what I would also say too is I want to talk about that too, about the younger generation. If you're performing and you see somebody younger than you, have a trick at your disposal you can teach them. Now, I know people saying teaching non-magic people is against the rules of magic, but it's kind of a paradox, because if nobody get it, pair of docs. Anyways, if you don't teach people magic, nobody becomes a magician. So, I always try to do, if I see a kid who's really excited about magic when I do my show, like if I'm out there strolling or walking around or doing street magic or farmers markets or whatever, and, some kid comes up to me and he's really amazed and he's like, that is so cool, I want to learn how to do that. Because I've had a lot of people come to me and actually ask that. I'll say, let me teach you a quick trick you can do to fool your friends. And if you teach them one trick, guaranteed they might want to learn more. And maybe come back and watch you again when you or maybe even book you for a birthday party. Had that happen before too, where I've done street magic and I handed out my card and I got a call from the kid's mother. So, yeah. But anyways, definitely go out there and perform as much as you can. That's this week's Magician 101. Sorry about your question, Jay. Your third question, I kind of got on a tangent about that and went off in 40 different directions. Thank you so much for watching Magician 101. Post your questions down below for next week. Watch Magical Mondays every single Monday, and I'll see you next Wednesday for an all-new Magician 101. I pour it right inside of here, and notice that the milk, of course you get the 2 tubes, and you get a certain amount of bottles. Let me grab one of the bottles. He was on a roll with hole-in-one. Not only did he sink the putt on his first shot, but he also got the $500